very fun animals to share with you. I'm going to bring them out, tell you about them, where they're from, what they do, what they eat. Hopefully no one dies, okay? So that would be bad and ruin the event, and then we got to fill out insurance paperwork, and then you guys have to go pick up your pizzas on time. So, a couple of rules I have before I begin. Number one, please do not scream or yell when I bring the animals out, okay? Girls, hi. Boys that scream like girls, that kid, hi. Are you missing teeth? Bar fight? Yeah. Welcome to Salamanca. Yeah. But no screaming. The animals get scared. They want to go back in the box. They don't want to come out to see you. And then you're like, oh, Mr. Jeff, we didn't see that one. He's not coming out to see you. He's done. He's over with. So he'll go in there. He feels comfortable in there. I don't force my animals to do anything. So once they are done, they're done. So please do not scream and yell. Number two, do not reach out to grab them. Pictures are fine. I don't know what it is with people with iPhones. They think they can stick that right in the animal's face. Some of these animals will show you how they break your iPhone, and that's fun to watch if it's not your iPhone, yeah. So please do not stick it in their face. You can take pictures all you want. Do not reach out to grab them, because if you do reach out to grab them, they will grab you back, and your name will be Nubby. Got it? Yeah, you also will have to skip the pizza for the night, all right? Last two rules, wherever you're seated, please remain seated. If you get up, you find the show boring, you don't want to deal with me anymore, whatever, please wait till I at least put the animal away, then get up and go. Don't jump up while I have an animal out, because if I bring an animal out, I do have a predator, you jump up, walk out in the middle of the show, I'm going to let that animal go, because it really enhances the show for the people watching, okay? It's like Animal Planet, right here in your auditorium. And if you don't know the person, it's not your kid, who cares? So, last rule I have for you, please hold any questions you have till the end. Afterward, I'll be up here. You can ask me any questions you might want to ask that maybe I didn't answer during the program, but I brought a nice little mix of reptiles, not just all reptiles. Years ago, 15 years ago, it was Nickel City Reptiles. We added the exotics because we have over 1,000 different animals. Biggest being camels, smallest being African pygmy mice. Today I brought a nice little mix. I couldn't bring a camel in here, obviously. I probably could have, but that would have really freaked people out, and then when he urinated on the rug, that would have ruined it. So, I brought some nice stuff that you can handle during the show. Some stuff I can use a mic for, some I will not. You can still hear me okay, though? Yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. Those are the rules. Some of you might have seen me before. I did Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon over 42 times. The Today Show, what else? iCarly, I Shock America. You were on all kinds of fun stuff, yeah. So, yeah, Steve Harvey, yeah, I do that show too. So, I've been around a little bit, but I do think education is huge. I'm big on schools, I'm big on education, because iPods and iPhones are awesome, but there's nothing that beats something live and right in front of you that really gets you to feel like awe about these animals and want to conserve, fall in love with them. So I got some cool stuff. I'm going to tell you all about them, and I'm going to start off with one of my favorite, an amphibian. Now, when you talk amphibian, half their life on land, half their life in water, right? Anyone know what an amphibian could be? Go ahead. Yeah, frog, toad, salamander. A lot of amphibians are hard to bring out because I'm not going to bring a little salamander here and be like, whoa, isn't he cool? No. I like animals you don't get to see a lot. So I like to bring out the big boys. And this is one of the biggest frogs on the planet. Yeah. No, someone said, oh my God, it's not God, it's a frog. Yeah, so, I don't know who you pray to, but hopefully it's not this guy. This is a giant African bullfrog. And no, he's not fat, that's rude. Okay? I heard it. We say big bone or husky, okay? We say now he reached his adult weight, okay? This guy is called a giant African bullfrog, and what's really going to blow your minds is you're like, whoa, he's a big bullfrog. These are about the full-grown bullfrogs that you find around here. This is a giant African bullfrog, and this is a baby. 4.5 months old. 4.5 months ago, he's the size of a nickel. He still had a little nub on the back of his tush because he was absorbing his tail, eating crickets. Now he eats medium rats. Full-grown, the size of a basketball, eating anything that moves. Mice, rats, monkeys, birds, small dogs, anything. Now, Eli. Small children. Is he yours? Yeah. You have a lot of kids, huh? You could lose one or two. Who cares? Yeah. Just let him go. Yeah. Go meet the frog. Go meet him. Yeah, he eats small dogs. I said dogs. People are like, whoa, dogs? Yeah, like a Yorkie. That's not a dog. It's a souped-up hamster. Nobody cares. So, I'm sorry. You have a Yorkie? Yeah, get a real dog. Now, this guy, preferably one without batteries. Now this guy is going to grab the food, stuff it into one of his 2 stomachs. 2 stomachs. Kids, what other animal has 2 stomachs? No, your dad. Now, this is the way it works. So that we're all on the same page, okay? When you were born, the size of a jelly bean, you were in mom's tummy. You started to grow, so did mom's tummy. Dad felt bad for mom, so he grew another tummy too. You were born, mom's tummy went away, dad's kept growing! It's insane. You grew up in your dad's tummy, you're like, oh, what's gonna be in there, a little soccer player? No, there's no human life. You know what's in dad's belly? Tim Hortons and bacon, okay? It's swimming around, that's what's going on. Maybe a little Sam Adams, right? But this guy here is different than anything you know about frogs. Anything. Yes, he has 2 stomachs. Why? In Africa, it's eat or be eaten. If mom has 100 eggs, she's lucky if 2 of them, well, they turn into tadpoles. Tadpoles, these guys are cannibalistic. Tadpoles will eat other tadpoles. When they get this size, they eat each other. If they think they can fit them in their mouth, they eat them. Imagine that, girls. Your brother's upsetting you. Eat them, gone, right? That's it. That's it. That's how it works. Moms, right? Dad keeps talking. Eat them, gone. Find a new husband, right? That's how it works in the frog world. Mom's lucky if she gets 2 of them to get this size. Because then once they get this big, they're pretty much good to go. Different than anything you know about frogs, because number 1, he cannot hop. We already run over this. It's not because he's fat. That's rude, right? We like to say pleasantly plump, right? Most frogs, you put them down, bing, 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 right across the ground. You put him down, bing, splat. No, I'm not going to show you. He doesn't crawl, or he doesn't hop, but he crawls. He'll hold himself up, and he's like, look at my muscles, how are you? So they crawl. Number 2, he doesn't swim. Why? He doesn't have webbed feet on the front or the back. And I know the way you're looking at me, hold the frog, someone's like, is he comfortable? Yes. You don't want to squeeze a frog, you'll break their rib cage. You hold them by their back legs with your thumb on their backbone, he's comfortable. He's like a squirt gun. Right? But he's comfortable. It's not hurting him. It's not putting pressure on his ribs or his internal organs. So he cannot swim because he doesn't have webbed feet. 99.9% of all frogs have webbed feet. They hit the water. Frogs around here dive in a pond. They're like, they're swimming. This guy hits the frog, hits the pond, right? He goes in. He's like, I'm going down. Right? You didn't even give me floaties. Floaties. That's the worst invention ever.
Oh, wow.
Things you blow up on your arms, like inflatable bags. I have 2 kids. I love my kids. They wear life jackets. My sister has 4 boys. She loves some of them. They wear floaties. Now, he doesn't swim. Why? Because he doesn't have webbed feet. No webbed feet, just really long, gross toes, just like my mother-in-law. Now, these guys... Mother-in-law? Yeah, mother-in-law, it's a package deal. You get married, she comes along. Nobody wants her, but it's illegal to give her away. Now, this guy does not swim. He does not hop. He crawls to move. He soaks in the water to absorb the water through his skin. That's how he drinks. You'll never see him put his tongue out and lick up the water. The biggest difference, number 3, is he has teeth. If he was to bite you, it would hurt. Frogs around here don't bite you. You pick them up, first thing they do is what? Pee on you, yes. Not only is it urine, but they're letting all their water reserves go, that they're using to survive, so that you freak out because you really think you got peed on, and you fling him back in the pond, and he jumps in, he's like, la, 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 right? He's gone, and you're like, oh my God. Your friends are like, dude, you got peed on, right? He's gone. This guy here, he'll pee on you right after he bites you. He's got the same teeth right now that your cat does at home. 4 big canines, 2 going up, 2 coming down. Grab on you, it's like a little pair of roofing nails. They grab on you and they're not letting go. As he's biting you and that hurts, he adds what's called insult to injury as he's peeing all of you at the same time. And the biggest difference between him and frogs that you find around here, what do frogs say? Ribbit, ribbit. When they do that, especially this time of year, they're looking for love. You hear it, you hear, then the other ones call back. You're like, oh, it's cool. It means spring, it means summer, it means summer vacation. These guys, they're looking for dates. What's going on is you hear, it's the boys. And what they're saying is they're like, looking for love, looking for love. Then the girls call back, and they're like, I'm single, ready to mingle. And they go back and forth. Frogs around here, they blow that big dewlap out, and they bubble, and they're calling. These guys don't do that. No. They get that orange color. Do you see the orange color by the side? He's only 4.5 months, so that's just brightening up. When they're little, they're green with a yellow belly. As they get older, they turn all green and the yellow on the belly intensifies. The brighter yellow it gets, it's a girl. If the yellow starts to turn orange around his arms, around his chin, his lips, that shows it's a boy. So this guy does not have to say anything. All he does is he gets that bright orange chest, and when the girls walk by, he just holds up his chest and he's like, ladies, check me out. Look at my big muscles, my orange color, how are you? Right? And then the girls are like, Sarah, did you see him? He's the hottie patati. Oh yeah, they fall in love, they start dating, they go to a fancy dinner at the casino. Yeah. Then they get married, who cares at that point? Then you go to Tom's Diner. Then they have hundreds of little frogs and life's practically over. That's what happens. For fun on a Friday, you go to a meat raffle in a fire hall. Woo! Sorry, I am in Salamanca. That's probably a big thing to do, right? Sorry. I never knew what a ham hock was until I got smacked with one. But anyway, I yelled I got it. I really didn't have it. It really upset people. It's worse than bingo, and the guy smacked me with one. But this was one of the most impressive frogs on the planet. He'll get bigger and bigger and bigger till he's the size of a basketball. Giant African bullfrog. There's only one bigger, and it's the Goliath frog, but they're dwindling in numbers. Why? Because these guys are actually eating them. I'm going to put him back in. Everyone say goodbye to Snoop Frog. All right. Snoop Frog, yeah, we have Jabba the Frog at home. Now, I'm moving on. Now, I showed you an amphibian, so it's only right that I show you a reptile. Then we'll move on to some furry creatures. But this guy is one of my favorite lizards on the planet. And I'm going to see if I can do this without the mic. Let me know if you can't hear me. This guy is one of the biggest, not biggest, but one of the most impressive of its species. This is called a Shingleback skink. There's 5 of them in the United States. 2 at the San Diego Zoo, his mom and dad. 1 at the Toledo Zoo in Ohio, 1 at the Detroit Zoo in Michigan, and we have this. I know what you're thinking. How did you get him? Sold my wife and kids and some property, and we bought him. Now, yeah, you can always get another wife and kids. But anyway, this guy's pretty impressive, because you look at him, you're like, whoa, he looks like a giant pine cone, right? You're looking, you're like, he's got a cool head. Then he spins around, you're like, whoa, dude, he's got another head, right? And then you're like, whoa, dude, he spins around again, you're like, he's got another head, and another head, and another head. Where's his tail? Where's his tushy? What's going on? That's his head, that's his tail. It looks just like another head. Tail here, vent underneath. Tushy, if you will. Animal walks up to him in the wild, when you find him in Australia, this guy would fold up, just like this. You walk up to him, he's like, go ahead, pick a head, any head. Animals are like, what the heck is going on? They grab by his head, right? Come down, grab by his head. He's no longer with us. That's it, poor lizard. He's done. They grab by his tail, his other head. That breaks off, starts flopping around on the ground. You freak out. Oh my gosh, you ripped his head off. You're yelling at your brother. He runs the other way, regrows another tail. Doesn't look as nice, comes in like a deep fried pickle or something. And it's crooked and weird, and it just doesn't look nice. But it takes 6 months to a year to regrow, and he can do the same thing over and over again. Another defense he has is a blue tongue. I don't know if you saw the blue tongue. It's like a bright kind of color. Ma'am, you're not looking. You're trying to... Did you just try to hold my hand? That was weird. You're going to see the tongue. It's blue. Did you see the tongue? It's blue. She probably doesn't feel comfortable with you on her lap. Yeah. But they're called the blue tongue skink family because of that bright blue tongue. See it? Right there. There you go. When they're scared, they blow that tongue out really wide. They hiss very loud. Animals usually leave them alone. Why? They're foaming at the mouth. All kinds of saliva. People think they're a venomous lizard. They're not. 2 venomous lizards on the planet. 1, Gila monster, southwest United States. Second one, Mexican beaded lizard, found where? Mexico. Good. School show I did this morning, I said Mexican beaded lizard. Where do you find them? Everyone looked at me strange. One kid raised his hand and said Cuba. Now, yeah, great. But the other one's found in Mexico. They're saying Komodo dragons now have venom. It's not so much bacteria, but it's never been truly documented yet. They're still studying that. Gila monster venom, which is pretty cool. They're doing a lot of studies now with it. They're hopefully going to cure Alzheimer's using Gila monster venom, which is pretty wild. Copperhead venom, hopefully they're going to cure breast cancer. Alligator blood, they're hoping to cure HIV and AIDS. So reptiles, for many years, people were like, ew, disgusting, gross, what are they here for? They obviously have a purpose. This guy has a purpose because where he's found in Australia,
People want him in their backyard. He's like this all the time. Duh. Cares about nothing. People want him in their backyard. Why? Because this guy hangs out. In Australia, there's more venomous snakes and venomous bugs than anywhere on the planet. So you want them around. How do you keep them? You don't fence it off. People feed them. Fruits and vegetables at home, you have in the fridge, on the counter, it gets kind of gross. Chop it up, put it on a plate outside if you lived in Australia. Around here, there's nothing. You're just going to be feeding rats and pigeons, so might as well just throw the stuff out. But this guy here will come around and eat the fruits and vegetables. They live under your shrubs and your plants, under your deck, under your patio. People feed them so that they come out, they eat all the fruits and vegetables. At night, sun goes down, they start looking for all the other food. Mice, rats, venomous snakes, venomous bugs. He eats venomous snakes. Yeah, just like my sister-in-law. Now, these guys... Yeah, when she's not hugging trees. But anyway, thanks for sharing. No, it's going to be hard for you to find a husband. But anyway, we keep it simple. Very simple. We don't feed him venomous snakes. I like venomous snakes. If you ever make your way up to the Erie County Fair in the summertime, I have the big exhibit, the old reindeer barn. I have a big trailer there, the deadly snakes of the world. We have cobras, mambas, rattlesnakes, vipers, gaboon vipers, puff adders. I love venomous snakes, so I'm not going to feed them to him. We keep it simple. We do the San Diego Zoo diet, which is fruits, vegetables, mixed up with canned cat food. Mix it all together, that's what they eat. You ever eat canned cat food? No? You ever eat Taco Bell?
Yeah.
You ate canned cat food. Good. Dollar tacos, what do you think you're eating? Welcome to corporate America. So, favorite lizards, the shingleback skink or pine cone skink. I'm going to move on. And this guy over here, he's a mammal. Warm-blooded, fur, super cool. Get him out. He's just turned 15 years old on Valentine's Day. Yeah, and we've raised him from 3 hours old. This, people see him, first words out of their mouth is monkey. He's not a monkey. He's not a ferret. He's not a weasel. This is not a lemur. It's called, super fun name, it's called a kinkajou. Say it.
Kinkajou.
God bless you. Yeah, now, sounds like a weird sneeze. Casanova here doesn't really know he's a kinkajou. He thinks he's a person. Why? Because we raised him from a baby. He has, well, I'll break it down where animals come from. They all have stories. But this guy, we had two of them, two boys. We used them for 5 years. Did shows with him. My brother used him for shows. I used him for shows. 5 years we had them. On Valentine's Day, 5 years after having them, one of the boys gave birth to a baby. It's a miracle, right? It's like when you go to the pet store, and you buy yourself a hamster for your kids. Next thing you know, they're like, it's a boy. You have it 2 weeks, and the boy gives birth to 7 hamsters, right? It's impossible. So we found out we had a boy and a girl. We can touch mom and dad. They don't like to travel anymore, so we leave them alone. This guy was born. He was laying in a hammock. Mom was hitting the hammock, not knowing what it was. Dad's yelling and screaming. So I called my vet. I said, I don't know what to do. He said, well, if she's screaming at it, she's not going to accept it. You're going to lose him, so pull him. We pulled him, got him on a syringe. Then we moved on to an eyedropper. Then we moved on to a small puppy bottle. He has no idea he's a kinkajou. He saw himself in the mirror last week, and he flipped out, started screaming and yelling and smacking at the mirror and looking at me like, what is that scary thing? Because he's so used to seeing people, he doesn't know what he is. Now, kinkajous are not part of the monkey family, but they're part of the raccoon family, and they're only found in South America. Up in the rainforest, Amazon, up in the trees, 200 feet off the ground. Yeah, that's how he hangs out. He should be sitting like this, but he's so spoiled that he likes to hang out like this. Now, a couple cool features about a kinkajou. Number one, well, his name's Casanova. My wife named him. He was born on Valentine's Day. He's got an 18-inch long tongue.
What?
Yeah, should have named him Gene Simmons. He takes a tongue, sticks it in a beehive, licks out all the honey. When he does that, what do the bees do? Sting him. They don't mess around. Something's stealing their honey. They sting his skin. It's like a kid wearing a big sweatsuit. He scratches the stinger out, keeps going. They sting him in his tongue. It's like a rubber band. Bounces right out. They sting him in his eye. What happens? Yeah, he can go blind. They sting him in his eye. He's not going to do well, especially 200 feet up in the air, jumping from tree to tree. If a bee stings something and they lose their stinger, what happens to the bee?
They die.
They die, right? So when he's climbing around the trees, if you ever go rock climbing around here, mountain climbing, whatever, they have those walls, those climbing walls. They always put a harness on you so if you fall off the wall, you don't splat on the gym floor, right? This guy has a built-in tail, just like this. It's like the furry snap bracelet in the roller rink in 1987, remember? It's a good year. So he'll wrap right on, hold on with that. Strongest tail on any small mammal. He'll go down like that, hold on like this. He doesn't care. He's starting to move himself because he knows he wants to swing. Whoa! Now, it doesn't hurt him, and I wouldn't do anything to hurt him. How did I figure that out? No, I didn't grab him one day and just go, hey dude, want me to swing you by your tail? No. When he was little, we raised him in my house. And it was BK, before kids. He would run around with a Pampers Preemie diaper on. He'd whip through my living room. Me and my wife would watch TV. You'd just see a brown thing with a tail and a diaper run through your living room. He always wanted to be around people, so he'd sit up on our shoulders. And that's when he started feeding more on, because we'd keep him on baby blankets. We had him in that little incubator that we bought on Craigslist. It was probably stolen. But anyway, it said Millard Fillmore Suburban on the side. But anyway, I met the guy behind a Wegmans at midnight. Told me to wear a hood and turn my headlights off. But anyway, we raised him up, and then when he got mobile, he started eating more solid food. So he like mushed up bananas. So my wife would keep like a banana next to her, take a piece off like this. He'd run over, sit on her shoulder, sit up on the couch. People would come in my house. I had these two big fake elephant tusks when you walk in the front door, right near the, go figure, everything's animal, but they're fake. And he would climb up that when people would come to the door, he'd launch on them and land on their back. It was like that movie with John Candy, The Great Outdoors. He's like, squirrel! And he loved it. He'd wrap his tail around your neck and be like, woo! Like it's a ride at an amusement park. Right? So he would run down and he'd wrap his tail around my wrist and he'd hang upside down and he'd go like this. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. My wife's like, swing him. I'm like, that's like animal abuse. I'm not swinging him. Right? So she'd call him over, Kaz, and he'd respond to her voice. Still to this day, I could put him on the stage. She could yell Kaz, and he'd run wherever it was to get to her. That's what he thinks is his family, me and my wife. My kids, he tolerates them, but me and my wife, he just wants to be around them all the time. You can see he's really stressed out right now. So, cares about nothing. So, these guys, we would feed him that, and my wife would call him, he'd run over, wrap the tail around her wrist, and all she would do is give a little twist of the wrist, and he would swing with her arm off the edge of the couch for hours. Now he sees her, he'll swing and they whistle. It sounds like a referee whistle. He'll call to her all night, all day, whenever we're there, and try to hand her biscuits, and she'll take them, put them in her pocket, and he thinks he's feeding her. He's like in love with her, it's crazy. But their job in the rainforest, every animal's got a job. His fur is like fleece, so if it gets wet, it shakes off and he's dry. So it's perfect for living in the rainforest. They eat a ton of fruit, and he's nocturnal. When you go home tonight, because you got to get up for school tomorrow, right? This guy wakes up and he's like, party time! Right? He goes crazy. You go to bed, he wake up the next morning for school, he's out, sleeps all day. Why is he up now? Because he just hears my voice, he'll hang out, he knows the routine, hang out for a little bit, go back to bed. But in the rainforest, they're up all night. They eat a ton of fruit. What's in the middle of fruit? Seeds. This is how he helps the rainforest. Fruit and seeds go in door number 1. Seeds and fertilizer come out of door number 2. Or the way my son put it at his first grade project, the Kinkajou in front of a classroom of parents and adults, the Kinkajou makes a kinkapoo, and the rainforest grows. Booyah. Yeah, my wife was thrilled. She looked at me, I'm like, I had nothing to do with that. When my son was getting into it, he's like, it's funny how you see kids develop and understand things. That's my favorite part of doing things. And my son's like a clone of me, wants to be around animals all the time. So the one day when we were working on the project, I was telling him all about the Kinkajou. He goes, Dad, I got a great idea. Because these guys run around the rainforest. They're pooping every 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes all night long. And you thought you had problems, right? Yeah, just like my father-in-law. But anyway, trying to go to Disney with that guy, it's a disaster. Anyway, this guy runs around, going every 20 minutes. You have the fertilizer and the seed. It comes from 200 feet up, so it's going into the rainforest floor, moist soil. Boom, it's in there. Seeds in there, starts to rain in the rainforest. Boom, bingo, he's planting his favorite fruit trees all over the rainforest. So I'm explaining this to my son, and my son says to me, Dad, I got the best idea. I'm like, okay, what's up? He goes, this Friday, we're going to Nini's house, my mother-in-law, for Uncle Mike's birthday. Yeah. He goes, they're going to have pizza there. I'm like, yep. He goes, you love pizza? I said, yep. He goes, I love pizza. I'm like, yep. He goes, we're going to eat a ton of pizza. I'm like, okay, sounds like a party. Now, inside part of the story, his grandparents, my in-laws, always get just pizza with sesame seeds around the crust all the time. I'm like, say that, Tom. Crazy. I'm like, just get a normal pizza. You don't need sesame seeds every time, but they insist. So my son thinks it's normal. So he's like, we're going to go to Nini's, we're going to eat a ton of pizza. I'm like, okay. He goes, then we're going to get naked. I'm like, whoa. Sounds like a bad college party. What's going on? He goes, we're going to sit on the back of Nini's deck and we're going to poop on her lawn. And I'm like, I think that's illegal, Joe, you know? And he's like, and we're going to grow pizza trees. Booyah. So it's cool to see his mind, but it's like, no, I'm like, if that worked, I would do that every day. But it doesn't work, Joe. I said seeds, when these guys eat them, their stomach eats the coating off the seed so it's ready to grow. Pizza doesn't grow from seeds, so it doesn't work. And he's trying to break it down to make sense out of it, but it didn't. But it was just funny to see him and what he thought, how it works. This guy's one of my favorite animals on the planet, called a Kinkajou, also very weird. I've been to 57 zoos in the United States, private and big zoos, and you never see any of these because they don't display well. They're nocturnal, they hide, they don't come out. This is one of the only ones out of all the ones we've raised, besides his mom and dad, that just don't care about anything. He just hangs out. I try to get him to sit up to be a Kinkajou for a minute, and then he's like, yeah, no, I'm done with that. Right? I'm going to put him in. Everyone say bye to Cass.
Bye, Cass.
All right, I'm moving on. And the next animal I have for you is also a mammal. And this mammal is something that everybody always wants. You grow up almost wanting one of these. I did. I wanted one forever. My parents were like, when you get your own house, you can get as many as you want. So that's what I did. But anyway,
A ferret.
this guy,
A bird.
look at me. Look at me. Focus. Behave. I'm not tolerating. Look at me. Here we go. Come on.
It's a bird.
Good boy.
It's a monkey!
Now this is Toby. And this is Fred the Frog. Fred the Frog has seen better days. If you smell something that smells like urine, that's Fred the Frog. Because in the monkey's world, you don't take something and say mine, you just pee on it. And it's there. You find a girl you like, pee on her. She's yours. It's acceptable in the monkey world. Toby will be 3 this Halloween. Fred the Frog is just like if you have kids, grandkids, nephews, they have their stuffy, their stuffed animal, their blankie. This is his. If you wash it, he loses his mind. Temper tantrum, goes crazy. I know what you're thinking. Are you crazy? You brought a monkey here. Don't they throw stuff? They do. They have a fun game called Poop in their hand, throw it at random people. That's his favorite game. But I figured I'd probably like to come back here someday, so I don't want people to be like, it was a great show till the monkey went crazy and decorated the auditorium with feces. So we put a diaper on him, and since it seemed like a fun event, I put on his party pants with balloons. My friend, my wife's friend actually, she's my friend as well, works for American Girl Doll in New York City, so I go down there quite a bit doing TV shows and that. We'll go visit her and stuff. And I called her up and I'm like, Nadia, I need diaper covers. She's like, can't you buy them at Walmart? I'm like, not for a monkey. Diapers, yes, Pampers Preemies, only at Walmart. We buy those. Cut a hole in the front, put them on backwards, strap them like that. Well, halfway during the show, he would take it off and be like, woo! And all the kids would laugh. He'd let it fly. It would land on somebody with a surprise inside, guaranteed every time. That started getting old, stressing me out. We were getting emails and phone calls like, can my kid get a disease from monkey diapers? I'm like, no, you're fine. So I called her up. I said, Nadia, I need to keep a diaper on a monkey. I need something called a diaper guard. People make them. They look like underwear that folds in half. You pull the tail through and a little clasp on the back to keep the diaper on. So she's like, oh, I got it. She made them cheetah, leopard, zebra, tiger stripe. Then she made them party pants, balloons, other ones with presents. We have Christmas ones with candy canes, Christmas trees, and then he's got Sabres and Bills ones. And up to this point, he never wanted to wear them, and I don't blame him. So, yeah, step up your game, boys. But anyway, that's what this guy does. He'll be 3 this Halloween. Why do we have him? Mom didn't want to raise him. I got a call from a friend of mine who's got a zoo down in Virginia. He was born, kids probably won't remember, but the adults, the old organ grinder monkeys from Ringling Brothers Circus, his mom and dad would go over and take coins from you, tip their hat. Dad was 42 years old, Mom was 40. She gave birth, in monkey years you double it. So it was like an 80-year-old monkey in monkey years, human years 40. They gave birth to her, or him. Gail that owns the zoo is like, I don't even understand how that's even possible, but they were born. She had no milk to raise him, so he had to be hand-raised on Similac, human milk replacer for humans. We raised him on his eyedropper. When I went down to get him from the zoo, I'm picturing a baby monkey. Like, I'm going to show up, it looks like this. I never raised a Capuchin. I get there, she hands me a washcloth. I open the washcloth, it's folded in half. There he is, sitting there. Looks at me, he's like, I'm like, here we go, buddy. We're going to start an adventure. Now, the deal was he was going to stay with us for 2 years till he was on his own, eating solid food, jumping around being a monkey. We'd return him to the zoo, but I'd have something to use for shows. Gail called us up. She's like, hey, I'd like to actually get him back from you. I'm like, oh, Gail, I have kids now. My kids are into him. He loves blondes. He loves my wife's blonde. You see, he lit right up. He's like, hey! I'm a monkey that wears diapers, but what's up? Oh yeah, he'll flirt with blondes all day long. So my wife's like, he loves her, and I'm like, Gail, I can't. She goes, okay, well, my zoo, we're always looking for different animals. What do you have? And I said, well, I have like 50 kangaroos. I said, I could trade you a couple kangaroos, babies. She goes, deal. So she met me halfway. I gave her a couple red kangaroos, and we kept it crazy. Capuchin monkey. Right? We don't keep him by himself. His troop right now is me, my wife, and kids. He's cool with everybody. He doesn't live in our house. I have a facility for him, which is 20 by 20 by 18-foot high cage. I don't like to say cage, I say enclosure. Fire hoses, ropes, toys. Like if I'm going down the road and you see like a yard sale with like those things that go together with a slide and all that stuff, or little tight stuff, we buy those. I'll buy them from someone on the side of the road, put him in his cage. He's got seesaws, all kinds of crazy stuff. And I don't like animals to live alone, just like people. Everyone wants companionship. So we waited, and my friend ended up having a baby born that he wanted not too much to do. The parents wanted not too much to do with him. So he pulled him, got him on a bottle, and he had baby zebras and giraffes and camels at his zoo. So he said, if you want another Capuchin, here's your chance. So we got a little girl named Lola. She's a black and white Capuchin, and that's his buddy. She's only a year and a half, and she's almost bigger than him, and she calls the shots. He goes to eat, she'll pick him up and body slam him. So the food comes in now, and he goes like this. And smiles like this, and he'll sit there, and his eyebrows go up and down. He's like, can I eat some food? She screams. He's like, ah. Like every guy that's married. But anyway, these guys are one of the most self-centered animals on the planet. What's theirs is theirs, what's yours is theirs. They don't share, they don't care. If mom had a baby, she would eat first. The babies would be over here screaming. She wouldn't even want to be bothered with them, so she'd put them over there on the side, start eating. They'd be screaming like, Mom, I'm hungry. She'd be like, you're not going to die. Chill out, right? And she just keeps eating. That's what these guys do. He'll get about another half size bigger than this when he's full grown, but they're called black cap Capuchins because of the black cap on the top of his head, right there. My shirts are disgusting. I'm missing buttons. It's because of him. He destroys everything and anything. The other day, he had a lot of fun. I got a salad from Moe's. I ended up going, oh, man, I got 20 miles to eat. I'm going to get gas here before I go anywhere. He grabbed onto the Moe's bag. He pulled it back. This is how good they are. They have 4 fingers and opposable thumb, just like us, human hands with fingernails. He opened up the Moe's container and just started throwing it all over the inside of the van. And I had like salad, cheese, chicken, like Chipotle sauce. It's a big mess. He just started throwing. He's like, whoa, sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't. I got in my car. My wife's like, and my manager was like, because we're doing a bunch of different TV shows, hidden camera shows, he's like, you need to wear a camera with you all the time. No one would believe that. I'm like, my face, I was like, I look at him, he's got it all over him, he's like, oh. So I took it to Delta Sonic, because I didn't want to clean it. And I brought it in to get it detailed, and the guy's like, what happened in here? I'm like, I don't know, bad Friday night. He goes, bad Friday? I go, yeah, my wife, she got the wrong salad, she got mad, just started throwing it everywhere. Yeah, what are you going to walk into Delta Sonic and be like, my monkey threw salad all over the car? The guy's like, yeah, okay, buddy. Yeah, but he's pretty cool. I'm going to put this guy back in. Everyone say bye to Toby.
I totally be Lola. I thought you were going to be Toby.
I Yes, I know. You can hang out all night. I know. I get it. I know. We understand. That is called a temper tantrum. Oh. He's about as smart as a 4-year-old child, and he will stay that way his entire life. A lot of people see him, want him as pets. You can't have them as pets anymore. It was outlawed in 1989, and it's good because a lot of people want to keep him in a parrot cage in their living room. He's got indoor-outdoor enclosure. He can do whatever he wants, pretty much. We raised him in our house. Now he can just be a monkey, pretty much. But people keep them in their house, think they'd be fun to have. Their monkey's life revolves around 3 things: eating, playing with their poop, and peeing on stuff. So they're not the best animals for a pet. I'm going to move on to this animal. This is a predator. So for this one, wherever you're seated, remain seated. Do not get up. If you have small children that'll move, please hold on to them. Unless you don't want them, then let them go and I can help you out. This guy I should have a bigger leash for him by now. He's growing so fast. This is more like a leash for a poodle. But anyway, this guy's pretty awesome. Please remain seated as I get him out. This is not a bobcat, and no, he's not a lion. It's called a Siberian lynx. There's another one of his species called the Canadian lynx, and there's a bigger species, part of a bigger cat in the same group called a Eurasian lynx. I have all of them except the bobcats. Bobcats are just super flighty and crazy. These guys are found in Russia, Siberia. He is 7 months old, and he's going to get to be about 125 pounds. Right now he weighs in at about 37.5 pounds. A couple cool features about him. He's got those tufts of fur on his ears. It helps to send signals down into his ears so you can hear everything going on around him. Number 2, I don't know, maybe you'll hear him. Nope, you can't eat it. I tried to let you hear him purr, but he's just going to eat it. So come this way, this way. Where's the leash? I know you want to play with that. No, let's not fight it or attack it. Okay, good. Now, he's got all his claws. Super fun. He's got all his teeth. Even more fun. Let's get him this way. This way. This way. This way. We do not remove the teeth. We do not remove the claws. You are revved up, dude. He's got a couple cool features besides those. I'm going to scoop you. I'm going to scoop you. He's got a couple cool features behind this besides ears, the paws, and the legs. On the way here, we were listening to rap music. He's like, oh yeah. He's got that beard underneath. I'm not playing. We're not playing. We're not playing. We're not playing. And, yeah, he sees that leash. Normally, I try to keep it tighter. Now, I don't say biting, I say mouthing. If he wanted to bite, he could get me like a pin cushion, but he just wants to play, and I don't want to play. And I've been doing shows all day. Normally we let him play with my boxer, and they roughhouse all day long, so that's what he, yeah, you're not getting it. Go this way. This, you got it. Oh, got it. Nope. Nope, no. This way, this way, this way. Anyway, I'm going to hold you like this the whole time. That's good. Now, tufts of fur help him send signals down. You can hear everything going on around him. Beard on the side of his chin helps him attract the female lynx. Big paws help him run across the snow. So he can open those paws right up, walk across the snow, no problem. And what is his main diet right now? We feed him 3 pounds of meat a day. But in the wild, their favorite food is caribou, which is a reindeer species 3 times the size of them. 350-pound caribou, no problem whatsoever. We only feed them 1.5 pounds for breakfast and about another 1.5 pounds for dinner. Sometimes only 1 pound for breakfast and 1 pound for dinner, because if you feed him everything at one shot, then he just burps and farts all day. So, we don't feed him. Stop, please stop. Come this way. Gotcha. All right.
Can I hold it?
I'm going to put him back in because this is a lot of fun. And I like to hold him just like this, because it's like the movie Lion King. Oh, my God! Now, he still has a lot of his winter coat on, and he wants to play, but he's starting to lose a ton of it, so it's like terrible. Now, I'm moving on, and I have one more animal for you today. And for this one, it's one of my favorites, because it's a reptile, better known as a snake. And for this one, I need very brave members of the audience that are not afraid
You are afraid of me.
of snakes.
You are afraid of me.
Now,
I want to sweat it.
what that means, hands down,
Same.
number one, cannot be afraid of snakes. It's not going to work. Number two, you cannot be afraid of holding snakes in front of people, like you're on a stage, people are watching you, stage fright with a big snake. It's not good. Rule number three, do not raise your hand if you're an avid pants pooper.
Oh, I can't even do it.
Because that's just nasty. Has it happened? Yes.
Yes, with a joke.
Did I clean it up? No. Did I end the show right then and there? Yes. And I had the PTA mom come over and she's like, Mr. Jeff, you're supposed to finish. I'm like, you just pooped on stage. I'm out. And she's like, this is a breach of contract. I said, no, it says right there in the fine print, someone drops a log on stage, I can leave. She's reading it. It doesn't say that here. I said, ma'am, this is like a health hazard. I gotta go. She goes, it's okay. We just radioed into Rusty. He's gonna bring some Santa chips. Oh yeah. You got a custodian that's 190 years old. He's got a bag of like pine shavings, and he's like, he comes to the thing's on stage, okay? And he takes pine shavings and he's like, she goes, see it all clean. I'm like, you're a sick individual. I'm out. See ya. And then she's like, I'm gonna write mean things about you on the internet. I'm like, go ahead. There's lots of them. Go for it. So, yeah. So if you're a pooper, don't raise your hand. Or a pants, whatever. That's bad too. And the last rule, do not raise your hand. So nice I say it twice. Do not raise your hand if you're afraid of snakes. Give me a volunteer.
Ava.
I'm going to take a few, but I'm going to do it properly, which is always ladies first. You want to do it? No? Give me, you want to do it? Nice. Come on up here. What's your name? What is it? Jaden. You always walk around without shoes? Good. Come over here. I'm going to put you here. Now I need a gentleman. Give me Harry Potter right there. Heels. Yep. Now, awesome. What's your name? Awesome. Nice to meet you, Harry. You're right over here. Now, sorry, what's your name? Whatever. Now, be another girl here. Give me a girl back there in the aqua. Yep. Come on down. What's your name? Mia. Perfect. I'm going to have you stand right next to Socks over here on the end. Give me another gentleman.
Ava.
Right there. What's your name? What? Liam. I was going to say Spanky. Come on down. Love you on Little Rascals. Sweet, dude. You let it grow. I like it. Now, give me another girl. The girl right here. No? You don't see it? No, my favorite is like, you lock eyes with them. Like this one, like, give me another girl. Give me light right there. Good. late night infomercial, like make your hair like a donut? Yeah, you failed. It's not a donut. That looks like a croissant that was in the microwave for too long. Yeah.
Ira, did you guys win the game?
Give me another boy, another gentleman. Give me Chachi over here. You. What's your name? What? Your dad fly planes? All right, you're over here, Fabian. You have a sister named United? All right. Now, one more. I'm going to go free choice, kind of like... What's your name? What? Kendall. Awesome. Do you have any brothers and sisters? Good. So if you get eaten, Mom's got backup. Now, this
Is that long?
is going to be serious business. Are you okay? What's your name? Nina?
Mia?
Whatever. Now, are you okay if the tail comes to you first? You're like my anchor. It's coming to you. You got to be ready.
Well,
Can't
what
freak
about
out.
the tail?
Hold it. Bring it down. Good?
Yeah.
I'm going to have you right here. Perfect. I'm going to have you right next to her. You move in 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 next to her. And you move in next to her. Good. Now, I have 5 big... You know what? You switch with Chachi here. You two switch. Sorry, aviator. Now, what's your name? I was close. Aviator's cooler. Now, you're going to be holding the head. Neck. I got the head. You got the tail. I have 5 big rules. Number 1, absolutely do not turn around. I'm going to be behind you. I'm getting a snake out of the box. Why do I say not turn around? Because you start turning. Someone trips, elbows flying. Not good. You land on these people. They're going to be upset. Do not turn around. Keep looking straight ahead. Number 2, keep breathing. Don't stop breathing. Okay, Harry, don't suck all the oxygen out of you, okay? Just breathe normal. Okay, HP, breathe normal. Number 3, no pooping. There's always a second kid in. Don't you dare, Sean. Now, what's your name? David. Good. Now, number 4, proper way to hold the snake. Nina, you're going to hold the tail. Okay? Got it? Boom. You. Snake goes in your elbow pits. Hold it against your body. Unless you think you can hold it with your hands, then hold it just like that. Chachi, you got the neck. I got the head. Don't upset me. I'll let go. Now. Yeah, bad. Rule number 5, the big one. Absolutely no crying. We're having fun. It's a good time. You start to cry. I cannot help you. Times have changed in school. Years ago, they could hug you, pet your head. It's okay, Chachi. No. You cried. I can't do anything nowadays. I have kids. I do kid shows. I drive around in a giant white van with no windows. There's no hugging. So, just speaking for what you thought when I pulled up. So, you cry, you're on your own. And this is what happens. Everyone gets upset. It makes me feel horrible. All the moms are like, this is ridiculous. We should have had a magician. They're all mad. Then all the dads here want to fight me in the parking lot. By the looks of it, I'm going to win. So, sorry, I forgot. In Salamanca, most of you have shotgun racks in the back of your pickup. So, I know it's true, yeah. So, I saw a lot of them on the way down here. Then I went around a guy and he's like, out the window of his car. Crazy. So, no crying. And the last 2 things I know you have for me, there's always 2 questions. 1, is it going to bite you? No. You're safe. Thousands of kids, millions of kids at this point have held her. No one's got eaten yet. Number 2, there's a big burning question. People are like, what's its name? You hear a nice name, everything's better, right? If I'm like, oh, his name's Killer, you're like, oh man, right? So no, her name's not Monty Python. No, it's not Snake Gyllenhaal. No, it's not Kathy the Constrictor and the mother-in-law choking the life out of my marriage. No. Her name... She likes that joke. Yeah. That's why every time I see her, she's like, Kelly should have married a banker. Anyway. I'm like, what did you do? You were a lunch lady. But anyway. Low blow. I like lunch ladies. Now.
Oh my God.
Her name is Snuggles. Isn't that nice? Yeah, she's cute. She starts to hug you, squeeze you until you can't breathe. There you go. Now. Looking next to the person next to you. You go here. You go here. That is like a weird bagel. No. You go there. HP. You move in. Good. What did you kill? Your mom kill a horse? What is this thing? Did you buy that at Target? You must have got there late. She got the bigger one. Probably paid the same price. You got ripped off. It's like a half a pony. It's like a quarter ponytail. Looks like some kind of weird growth out of the back of your head, but it's cool. Now, hands in front, looking straight ahead. I'm going to introduce you to my friend. Nina, you're okay with the tail, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Now this. Now this is. Oh, Chachi, I said you were going to hold the neck, right? I get the tail. Man, I'll be right back, dude. Now. Nina, whoops, sorry, Nina. Grab the tail. Grab the tail! Good! Now this is good. Chachi, what are you, air holding it? What's going on? Right here, Chachi. Now this is called a... Harry, what are you doing? You're holding it with your sleeves? This is called the red-tailed boa. She's going to get another 4 feet. She's going to get about another 30 to 40 pounds. Right now, she's about 95 pounds. Nina, don't keep staring at her tushy. That's rude, okay? Now, you can look away. Just don't keep staring like weird. These guys, when you feel them, if you feel a snake and you're like, ew, she's slimy and disgusting, newsflash, that's you. Snakes don't sweat. We have pores in our hands. We have pores all over our body. You get nervous, your hands are clammy. You feel her smooth, dry skin. You're like, ew, she's slimy. That's you. Snakes don't sweat, smooth and dry. She smells with her tongue, right? Chachi, what do you smell with?
My nose.
Did you say toes? That was weird. So you walk into McDonald's, Chachi goes, cheeseburgers, right? Snakes take that forked tongue, flick the air, they're like, oh my goodness, Chachi burgers. Hold the pickles. So they'll grab them, right? Hold on with 185 teeth and squeeze. They get tighter, tighter, tighter. Once the animal stops moving, they swallow it whole. We're going to demonstrate in a second. It's going to be awesome. Now, these guys are not big, mean, nasty creatures. Believe it or not, snakes are helping you out with a lot of problems. Cornell University is doing a huge study now about snakes. One snake's eating close to 7,000 mice, rats, moles in one summer. Not only are they eating that, they're eating close to 15,000 ticks. I just did a health fair festival last week, and the lady's like, there's all these new cases with, what is that with you get Lyme disease, thank you. You get bit by the ticks. Snakes, they don't go around eating ticks, but they eat the mice and rats that the ticks are on, swallow them down, it kills the ticks. You let Mother Nature do her thing, she'll take care of all the problems. You leave snakes alone. You kill snakes on your property, they're letting out pheromones. All the mice and rats smell that, they're like, this is a snake-free house, let's move in. Then people call my office and they're like, our house is overrun with mice and rats, we don't know what to do. First thing I tell the lady, Luann, in my office, I'm like, ask them if they had snakes there. They go, yeah, snakes freaked us out, we killed them. Now you got a big problem. Because once the mice move in, then the rats move in, they don't live together. And snakes, there's no real snakes around here that can take care of large rats, like something like this. You have black rat snakes in Allegheny State Park and that, they are timber rattlesnakes, things like that, but they're not about to come to your house to eat mice and rats. So if you leave Mother Nature alone, snakes will eat the mice and rats, solve the problem. Snakes like this are found in South American rainforest. Her cousin, the green anaconda, is also found there. Heaviest snake in the world, 550 pounds. Longest snake, 32.5 feet, called a reticulated python from Indonesia. Nina, stop staring at the tushy, it's weird. This is one of the largest species that you can still own for a snake. Why you'd want this in your house, I don't know. Could it wrap around and kill a small child that was, 3, 4-year-old kid? No problem. Could it eat it? No. But something like this is sheer power. We feed her mice and rats. They come from a place called Mice on Ice. The slogan is deader is better. Everything's frozen. We defrost it, feed it to her. I don't like anything suffering. I don't want to feed anything live. I don't need to watch the kill or anything like that. So we just take a rat off of tongs. We defrost it, we hold it in front of her. She'll strike and grab it. She doesn't even constrict anymore. She just opens her mouth. It's called walking, and they'll actually swallow it down whole. She'll be good for a week or two with a couple big rats in her. We have 6 actually now, Snuggles the snake. We didn't change the names, I keep it the same, and we give them on rotating schedules who's feeding and what. Because the worst thing she would do right now is go to the bathroom down there on Nina. That's about, well, don't stare and look at it, don't point out the area, that's weird. But that's probably the worst thing this thing can do once you have its head under control. Is everyone okay?
Yeah.
Good, don't move. I'm going to grab her up. You guys did a great job. I thought we were going to lose one of you, Chachi, but I thought he was going to bail. You see I brought the snake out? He's like, don't move. Stay where you are. I'm going to grab her. Got the tail. Good, thank you, Nina. Now, they, sorry. I only got 2 hands. This is the coolest part, though. I'm going to give you some stuff for your hands before you go back, but you guys are lucky. The people don't get to see this. Do you ever see, come over here. Look how she curls up in here. She'll come in and she'll come out. Bounce! Harry, you just pooped yourself. Yeah. You said mama, but nothing came out. You were like this. Your hair went like straight up. Like you're at a Megadeth concert. Now, hands in front. Girls, this doesn't pertain to you. Gentlemen, this goes on your hands. Rub your hands together until it dries. Don't pick your nose until it dries. It burns. Don't ask me how I know. Just go with it. Good, 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 good. And Nina. You were playing with the tushy. You need extra squirts. Good. You guys can go back to your seat. Give a big round of applause. I will start loading critters out. I think I have a microphone for you here. But if you want any information about us, check out cool pictures. Jeff Animal Guy on Twitter, Jeff Animal Guy on Instagram. And you can also check out City Reptiles Exotics or jeffmusial.tv. Thank you guys so much. Have a great evening.